I don't think black people have a right to tell white people or Hispanics what they can and cannot say. And that means if a black person wants to use the N-word, that means a white person also can use the N-word, because all lives matter, not just Black lives matter. So with that said, the fact that they're trying to sue this woman, this white woman, they're trying to take her kid away from her because she used the N-word, just shows you how toxic cancel culture is. And this is a great case as to how we need to stop cancel culture. It is anti-American. It is anti-free speech. And if you can say the N-word, so can I, whether you like it or not. It doesn't affect your freedom, but you're sure affecting mine by telling me that I can't say it because I'm not black. So make the N-word great again.
Okay, so y'all just heard that right there, and I feel like there's so much to unpack, even though the video is only 48 seconds long, or 47 seconds too long. It's too long, to be quite honest with you. And I'm sure that wherever she posted this at, and it looks like it was from TikTok, she probably got cooked behind this video, and she's going to get cooked again. I can tell that this woman right here did not look at my video that I did a couple weeks ago of the breaking down of freedom of speech, because if she had, she would realize that everything that she said in this video was a load of crap. So she's in here now, mind you, this is a south of the Borderian woman right here who is on here advocating for any other group to say the N-word anytime they please. And we said, you can go ahead and say it if you want to, but just know that freedom of speech does not mean freedom of consequence. And if she looked at the video that I did, or just look up what freedom of speech is as far as it's laid out in the Constitution, it just means that you don't have any interference from the government. But if you do what you want to do, like say, I don't know, want to say the N-word to a black person, or just say it, and that black person reacts a certain way, then hey, it is what it is. The most you could probably get someone on is maybe assault. You can't say, oh, they got you because they violated your free speech. They'll look at you funny, because technically they didn't violate your free speech. The only thing you could probably get that person on if they hit you and it goes the way that you hope it will be is maybe possibly assault. But if you do, however, say that word to a black person and they do react, that black person can counter and say, oh, they were being hateful towards me because they used that word towards me. Then it would turn into a hate crime from your standpoint, as you have committed a hate crime against that black person. But go ahead. I mean, try it if you want to. Again, a person on here who wants to say that word so freely, but I bet you they probably won't go to a black person and say it. I mean, we've seen so many instances where, especially with PC, who felt like they got so bold to just walk up to a black person and actually say that word, and we see the repercussions of that. I mean, the most recent one happened at that bar in Holly Springs, and we saw what went down with that. They beat that man so bad he got stripped out of his clothes. So let's go back and see what else she's talking about on here. She's saying that, well, based on what I'm looking at, gathering from this video is not brand new, but it is recent, because without saying the person's name, I can tell she's speaking on shallow Hendrix, because she's talking about that they're trying to sue this woman and take her kid away from her. First off, black people are not trying to sue this woman. As you can see, her Gifts and Go did not get shut down. So I don't know why she's talking about some cancel culture. She ended up cashing out over $700,000 thanks to people like, I'm sure this woman in this video probably contributed to it, because hey, in their eyes, she was seen as a hero. And now when you think about it, this is my first time mentioning Shallow Hendrix's name in quite some time, up until talking about it in this video. But she's on there saying that we're trying to cancel her. No one's trying to cancel that woman. At this point, she's not even on our radar at this point anymore. But we did call out the BS because of what she did and what she was able to get away with and how she was able to profit off of it. And then, of course, you had some people that tried to do the same thing as well. And she says, well, if black people can say it, then I can say it. They love to want to, they claim to have this so-called black fatigue. But that's really where their bastardized version of it came from, because we're not letting them get away with basically feeling like they can walk over us like they've been doing for so long. And we're finally calling them out. We're finally rebelling against them. We're pushing back. And this is what's really pissing them off. So now that they have so-called black fatigue, but it's funny, they didn't have black fatigue before all of this. But when we decide to call out their bullshit, now all of a sudden they're tired of us. If you don't get out of here with that bullshit, then you have her on here talking about making the N-word great again. So, you know, at the time when that word was great, you know, for certain individuals, was back during a time when my ancestors were enslaved or post-slavery during Reconstruction and Jim Crow. So this south of the Borderian bitch wants to go back to a time that I'm sure that she and her ancestors weren't even here, probably during that time. I don't know when, at what time in history did her family come from across that border, legally or illegally, but I'm almost certain it wasn't during the time period of 1619 to 1865. It was probably somewhere at the tail end of Jim Crow, or maybe somewhere maybe in the early, maybe 60s, 50s. I don't know. Because Jim Crow, a lot of people think Jim Crow started in the 50s, but it really didn't. The civil rights movement started in the 50s, but Jim Crow started way, way, way before the 60s. It really did. Like, if you go back and look through our history, Jim Crow probably lasted maybe a good 40 years. And remember, once they desegregated everything, that was technically the end, quote unquote, of Jim Crow, which was in the 60s. So if you take off 40 years, you're talking about Jim Crow was going on since at least the 20s. At least the 20s. Like, my math could be off. But because it was coming to its peak or near its end, that's when it became more popularized, where people started to recognize it more during, you know, Malcolm X and the civil rights movement, the Black Panther Party, Dr. King, and all of them. Then that's when people really started to take note. That's at that point when Jim Crow became more popularized, so to speak. But she's sitting up there talking about make the N-word great again. But I bet you, if any amount of money that if a black person called her a derogatory slur, she would probably feel some type of way about it. And again, this goes back to our main question. Why do they want to say the N-word so bad? Why do they want to say that word? So what is so significant about that word that they always feel like they have to say it, and they get mad at us when we tell them to not say it? But again, if it was any slur that was directed towards them, then they would have an issue with it. And I noticed they don't call each other any slur that's related to them, but they want to say the N-word so badly. I've always told people, black people, especially FBA, are the trendsetters of the world. I've said that so many times over the years, and I'm going to continue to say it because it's true. Anyone who refutes that is lying to themselves and to you. I mean, we can't help it. It just is what it is. We just have it. That we just is like that. It's baked into our melanin. It's baked into our DNA to the core of our essence. But this chick right here, she can go straight to hell with her rhetoric. And like I said, she won't dare get offline with what she said and actually go and practice this in person. Like I said, I'm almost certain that she got cooked on TikTok, because I believe this is where it came from, or wherever, when she said this, talking about make the N-word great again. And these are the people that want us to help them out with what's going on out there in LA and all this illegal immigration and all of that. These are those same people. And black people, to those out there that want to be off code and go stand with them, y'all go stand with them all you want. But I'm telling you something right now, if they bust your ass for being out there with that foolishness, that's on you. And see how much that black and brown coalition works if they try to get your ass out of lockup. These are the same people right here. I actually saw a video, a little off topic, but it's on topic, where it was this south of the Borderian guy out there in LA, you know, with everything that's going on right now. And they was looking right at this black cop that was, you know, standing, you know how they hold a post to block people from going past a certain point. Black cop looked directly at him and was calling him the N-word so many times, and he only directed it at him. Mind you, there were other cops there that weren't even black, but he made sure that when he said that word, he directed it right to them. And again, it was another south of the Borderian, and it was him, and it was a woman that was with him. I don't know if that was his girlfriend or not, and she's sitting there cackling and laughing and throwing up the middle finger and all that, got on his little moped or whatever, his little motor scooter, and drove off, and they didn't do a thing. They just stood there and let this individual berate this black man, and like it was nothing.
You go to cover, nigga. I'm fake, nigga. I know you do, dog. I'll spit on your plate. I'll put my on your plate, nigga. Fuck your family. Fuck your kids, nigga. That's how it is. I can't sleep comfortably because of you.
He be fucking getting a whole fucking plate. He be fucking expecting us to give us a whole fucking shit. That nigga right there.
Do you go to cover?
His fucking mom. Yeah, you do, nigga. Stop playing. Yeah, you do. Nigga, act like I don't know your fucking face. Stop fucking playing. Fucking talking about, can I get a fucking discount? Can I get a fucking this? Can I get a fucking that? That nigga right there. Point that shit at him right there. Point that shit at there right there.
He doesn't look like he go to Carver though.
Not after this. You're going to know shit. Hell nah. Hell nah.
He ain't going to that cover.
What's your favorite thing to order at Carver?
Everything.
I'm sure some of you probably saw that video. If you're on Twitter, I'm almost certain you probably saw it. Like I tell you, there is no black and brown coalition. It's just not. You can have a friend or two or whatever the case may be that might be on your type of time, but history has shown us back then, and it is showing us now that that is not the case. All because we don't want to go out there and tear stuff up with them. For what? What do we benefit from it? Honestly, what do they even get out of it? Would they let out a few frustrations? They get the opportunity to go viral, to be seen for attention. Then what? Because guess what? At the end of the day, if ICE come banging down your door, you're still going to get deported. So you did all of that for nothing. All you're going to do is upset the taxpayers because they're the ones that's going to have to foot the bill. So as far as what she said, that is pointless. It's pointless at the end of the day. But like I said, say what you want at your own risk, but understand this. You can scream out that freedom of speech all you want, but you won't be protected by it if you say it to the wrong person. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments, and I will talk to you in the next one.